Alright, DeepSeek. It has created tremendous noise recently on the market. I see the lots of reviews, myth debugging, they must be lying, there is an AI war now, a lot. But let's take a step back because we are all outsiders and most of the claims about either DeepSeek or OpenAI I can see are just too early to make such conclusion or definitive statement. And actually one thing I seldom hear people talk about, which in my opinion is much more meaningful to us as marketers or brands, is the rise of AI reasoning and the gradual shift on how AI can start thinking and analyzing. So in this video, I want to share my views on what the DeepSeek moments truly mean beyond all the hype and how you can best leverage these AI reasoning models for marketing tasks. Let's go. I know there are lots of emotions when it comes to DeepSeek because why such a small Chinese AI tech company can create such noise is so skeptical they can't beat OpenAI. But wait, this is not the focus. The focus is DeepSeek has demonstrated to the world that AI with an advanced reasoning capability can actually be more accessible, more decentralized, more personalized with its open source approach. And the community can actually participate and reshape the development of AI together. So even though DeepSeek now decided not to play the game, or maybe turns out DeepSeek is not that good, would it change the situations? No, because the change is fundamental. And DeepSeek will not be the only reasoning models using open source. That will be the second DeepSeek, the third DeepSeek. We just don't know when. And this is transformative because it triggers AI leaders to rethink the approach in developing AI and how AI can be more accessible. Just like Sam Altman just recently changed his attitude towards open source, and OpenAI is considering open sourcing all the models. And as what Dario has mentioned, the per unit cost of AI performance will decrease drastically because of the shift in training curve. But this won't cause companies to spend less to develop more advanced models. That means AI-powered tools and services will become more affordable. Even the state-of-art models remain expensive to develop. In my opinion, this is the year for reasoning models. Of course, I can be wrong, but why AI agents become a trend? That is because AI can now think more deeply and handle more complex reasoning tasks than before. And AI companies are actively releasing their reasoning models like Google. They're building their Gemini thinking model, Meta, Alibaba. They keep improving AI reasoning, or what we call the thinking mode, using more chain of thoughts. And OpenAI also just launched a deep research tool with reasoning capability. And we already see it on the O3 models or the DeepSeek R1, how detailed the reasoning steps are. So the response is always more thoughtful, the depth is always better, and that is the power of advanced AI reasoning. They're best suited for tasks that involve more thinking and multi-step problem solving. And before I share some of the best ways you can use them for marketing, if you're using ChatGPT or interested in using more AI at work, I recommend this bundle from HubSpot, 5 essential resources for using ChatGPT at work. I've put it in the description. It's completely free for you to download. ChatGPT is always a popular option for many of us when it comes to using AI for work tasks. This bundle provides the essential resources you need to get started effectively. You will get a comprehensive ebook, a practical decision flowchart, AI adoption checklist, a content refinement checklist, and more. What I particularly like is the content style guideline template and the 100 plus ChatGPT prompts. These are helpful for getting consistent tone and style, quality outputs across different AI tools. And the prompt templates give you lots of ideas of using AI at work and serve as good starting points to craft your own prompts. I recommend you download this bundle in the description below for free. And thank you HubSpot for sponsoring this video. For the following demos, I will be using ChatGPT O3 and DeepSeek R1 alternatively, so you can see how these use cases work on both platforms. But note that DeepSeek has technical issues with file upload at the time of recording, so I will switch models for workaround. Okay, the first one is user motivation mapping. Real user feedback reviews are so powerful to inform our marketing or product strategy, but sometimes raw feedback only tells part of the story because human nature is users may say they want X, but their deeper motivations could be entirely different. So this is why reasoning models are powerful, because they can go deeper and think from different scenarios to propose the hidden psychological drivers instead of just giving you the surface level analysis. Let's say I'm a marketer at Slack and I am analyzing the user feedback on the internet about Slack for my marketing research to map out different user archetypes. or personas. So turn on the search mode. Now ask it to analyze the most recent user discussions and reviews about Slack from G2, Cafeteria, Reddit, Product Hounds, and Trust Radius, or you can type any source that you want. And then ask it to uncover the deeper motivations behind the top discussed features and pain points. Identify 2 to 3 user archetypes or personas and any disconnections that it identifies. So you can see it is detailing the thinking process, and this is why I like using reasoning model. Just like DeepSeek, you can understand a thinking process and see if anything to adjust. And you can tell the response is really detailed compared to non-reasoning models. And it's also using the reason review source, which is impressive. Like the psychological motivations, user mentioned they like organized channels, but deep inside, they might actually want more control while having a sense of belongings by joining specific channels. And also the search functionalities, users might actually need more reliability and security to retrieve old messages. And then for the user archetypes, O3 classify them into 3 profiles based on the proposed psychological patterns, like the efficiency seeker, social connectors, information guardian, and what are the deeper driving needs, and then the surprising disconnections like clutter versus connections that users might actually want social validations, although they want simplicity. So this is super useful because you then know how the public perceive your product or brand and try to analyze that beyond just the surface level. And although more data is needed to justify these claims, it gives you lots of directions to fine-tune your message or product directions. And this is one of the best ways to use reasoning models. All right, the next one, market impact analysis. Sometimes a market player just launched a new product, and as marketers, we need to react and better plan the next step. We want to understand how the move might influence the market and to find out the opportunities gap. And again, this is where the reasoning models can help, as they can always think multiple steps and give you suggestions. So let's use the newly launched AI research products from OpenAI, Deep Research. So this time, let's try on DeepSeek. Make sure thinking and search modes are turned on. So assume I am an AI research product provider, and then ask it to search and analyze OpenAI's Deep Research launch announcement from the blog, social media, and other reputable tech news, and to think about what immediate changes will trigger for the AI research product market, and which customer segment will shift the choice first, and what are the quick wins opportunities we can capitalize that are missing. So include sources like OpenAI blog, TechCrunch, Reddit, and X discussion. So here we are leveraging the search capabilities together with its reasoning ability. You can see DeepSeek almost immediately returned a response. It's quite fast. And I really like its chain of thoughts details. As for the sources, I noticed quite a few Chinese media sites. And unlike O3, which I have tried at, Reddit and X discussions are not included on DeepSeek, even though I mentioned in the prompt. So see what is your preference. And I like the prediction it proposed, like the accelerations of AI agents development, which I agree. Specialized tool for enterprise like financial analysis. It is also using the latest news source. And also it says that it may create pressure for other market players to repackage their offerings. And then it analyzes which customer segments will likely to shift, like the enterprise researchers given them more budget, or academic researchers, while SME users might hesitate to switch. So we can predict who are the early market adopters or user segments that are at risk to inform our strategy better. And then it lays out some quick wins like addressing the accuracy with real-time fact-checking, which I agree because hallucination is often a big concern for research. And also the domain-specific agents and multilingual support, as AI research tools can't cover every topic, which is a good opportunity. And from my experience, these are really good and more insightful compared to what you would get from non-reasoning models. And I would say not just competitive product launches, perhaps sudden changes in the industry, technology change, you can also use it to better inform your decision making. My tip is also try on O3 or Perplexity combined with the reasoning models, because I found the ability of O3 to scrape forum discussions make the response more insightful and well-rounded. The next one, customer journey analysis. Even though analytics tool can show you where users drop off in the funnel, they don't explain why, what causes hesitations, doubt, or friction at each step. And this is where we can use advanced AI reasoning models as they can map out the user's core motivations across the journey. Note for this demo, I'm using ChatGPT R1 because currently O3 still doesn't support file upload, but this shouldn't be a big issue for now. So let's say I'm doing the journey analysis for this backpack e-store, and now I will upload the screenshots for the 4 journey pages: the category page, product page, shopping cart page, payment page, and then ask it to analyze these pages and assume these target university student, and they land on the category page with the search query student backpack. And then to think deeply about the primary question customer might have before proceeding, and where are the trust signals that might be missing, and where they might get confused. So you can see the response is really detailed, like the primary questions, what students might have in mind when they proceed, like the bag capacity, comfort, style and durability, budget, and where are the potential weaknesses for each page, like the product name might not signal enough is student friendly, and also product page doesn't mention dimension clearly, and the trust signals probably they're looking for, like the product reviews, and where they might be missed, like the return policy on the product page. And I also agree this is important. Some customer might want that before proceeding. And finally, where they may get confused, like the missing product labels to differentiate the highlighted features, and also missing the inside look on how the laptop might fit into the product. The 13L volume is also valid because it's confusing if it's target student user. Of course, I just completely make up the search query and target customers, but imagine you can leverage reasoning models in real-world situations, and not just screenshots. You can upload along with some data like the funnel statistic, persona details, and I would say the analysis would be even more thorough. The next, competitive positioning analysis. Yes, everyone knows how to do competitive analysis with AI, but using reasoning models would be so helpful to add that extra layer of insights, and the way you ask will make a big difference. Let's say ClickUp is my competitor and I'm doing the position analysis. So this time let's try without using the search functions. So go to ClickUp website and just copy the message. To make the process easier, you can use some URL to text tool to turn the URL into pasteable text. So we will copy the homepage, feature page, pricing page, and case study page message, and then on DeepSeek paste all the copy and use this prompt to ask it to analyze the copy and to uncover the core thinking and assumptions about the target customers. So what's the belief about the customer needs today? Why do they think customers need the solution now versus before? And how do they expect the customer needs to change? And to show evidence. Again, it is interesting to read its thinking process, so you can see it analyzes competitors' belief on customer needs, like unify all-in-one platform with specific quotes as evidence, and why customer needs ClickUp products because the rise of remote work, AI advancement, and it expects customers are demanding more AI workflow. And finally, with summary that the core belief around centralization, customization, and AI to manage workflow. And this way, you can try decoding why they use such messaging and not just what they use. And just a side note, I would say O3 actually provides better results for this use case. The analysis is even better and well-rounded. So if you're using ChatGPT, also try this use case. Now we can take a step further to ask it to identify which specific user needs appear in the copy, but they are not addressing in the solution, and what connections are missing. And I really like the suggestions, like role-specific AI that they didn't mention, customizable AI models which enterprise may need, and async collaborations that might be an important features, and also the misconnections, like the claim of efficiency but didn't mention much details. So this way, you can use reasoning models to help you better identify the position gap, uncover the points of differentiations, and position your brand better against your competitors. The next, user experience test. We just see how reasoning models can be used to map the psychological drivers when users go through all the funnel stages. This time, we can take a step further to narrow down the scope and also leverage the search functions and ask it to access and analyze the page directly and to propose UX tests with reasoning. Let's say I'm doing conversion optimization for this product page and my target customers are family users with kids. Now on ChatGPT, turn on search and ask it to access this product page URL. Think like our customers and to think through what are the biggest what-if concerns for them. If the page elements have addressed these concerns and to propose 3 A/B testing to improve. Now you can see O3 is thinking the process, and this is why I like using reasoning models for this type of analysis, because it will brainstorm possible scenarios the customer may have, like spills and stains made by kids. So if the tables is easy to clean, and it can clearly referring what it analyzed on the page from the care and assembly section. So this is impressive. And the elements that fail to address this concern, like lack of family-focused messaging in the product description, lack of product images with family settings, and finally propose 3 A/B testing cases, like testing one with more family-focused messaging. And I like the FAQ test to address the potential concerns. And from my experience, FAQs definitely make a difference. And the current page does not have FAQ section. So this is a valid case. So you can just give it any landing page URL and provide it quality context and get some quick, insightful response. Of course, in this demo, this is still not in-depth enough. But again, if you fit it with more quality data, like the persona behavior, heat maps, click data, I'm sure the response will be even better with its reasoning ability. So DeepSeek or O3? My short answer is, which one fits your workflow the best? Stick with that one. I know this is not the answer you want to hear, but just like smartphone, we have iOS, we have Android, so it's always about knowing your specific workflow needs. Every model has its uniqueness and limitations. And let's be real, models will keep improving. This is no doubt. Perhaps today we have DeepSeek, everyone's like, whoa, and next month we have another powerful AI model. AI development is a long-term, ongoing process, and a change in AI will become just faster than we could imagine. It's not by month, it's by week, by day. So does it really matter about which models is the best today? And in fact, every AI product, pay or free, comes with a real cost. Learning and time investment, switching investment, migration investment. These are all costs, so think beyond that before you design. There are other advanced techniques and strategic use cases you can use with these thinking models for marketing. I share them on my community. And when you join as paid members, you also get access to my other featured content. All my tester prompt and demo prompts are used on my channel videos. You can find the link in the description to join. And before you go, also check out this video about AI prompting and how you can prompt better without using the perfect prompt formulas. See you next time.